So let's go back to Origin Protocol. This has had some amazing gains recently. And don't get me wrong, guys, there is still plenty of opportunity to make awesome money in crypto as long as you are willing to sell when you don't think it's going to go up anymore, or you think that there's not a lot of room left for it to go. So that's kind of my rule, is once I don't think the coin is going to 2 or 3x from there, or at least I think it would be a couple months before it would 2 to 3x, I'm going to move it into something else, because this is a game where in large part we are trying to get rich quick. And if you're not really seeing it as that game, and you're seeing it as buy and hold everything, I do understand where you're coming from. But for me, I understand that not every one of these projects can win. And no matter what team they have behind them, and no matter how successful that team has been in the past, I, as an entrepreneur, also understand that no one is immune to ever failing, and who knows which projects are going to fail. So I'm trying to get as much money as I can, then I get out. All right, so Origin Protocol, I bought this when it was 82 cents. I sold it when it was $1.71. Now it's at $1.90. I didn't catch the top, but what made me sell it early was the fact that I realized I did not believe in the project at all. Okay, I really don't. This is something that I was super bullish on a couple days ago, because the founder of the project, all right, let's look at the team real quick. We've got Josh Frazier, co-founder, coding since age of 10. Great. He built this thing acquired by Walmart Labs. Third PM at YouTube. This guy was the first employee at YouTube. You know, you can look at stuff like that and it makes you really bullish. And it did for me, and it did to the rest of the world, because the market cap is $400 million. All right. There's $400 million in this project, and they have two major solutions. The first one is if you want to sell an NFT, and they've been closing some really big deals, so they've been doing really well in this space. I can't remember the name of, oh yeah, it's Lupe Fiasco. The rapper is doing an NFT through them, but my personal take on NFTs, one, I don't care about them at all. I don't care about owning digital art in the least bit, and I'm also very forward thinking with technological advances. I'm speaking for myself. It only takes one person to really want an NFT for it to sell, since it is just a unique token. There's plenty of money to be made. I think from an investor standpoint, it's not anything that I want to do with. Of course, there's plenty of money to be made, okay? I'm never saying like there's no money to be made. I'm just saying I don't want to mess around with this, because I think it is a giant bubble right now, because it's brand new and there's just all this early hype, and I'm not interested in it, all right? So for one, I'm not invested in the company for the sake of NFTs, because I personally don't care about them. Like Logan Paul's NFT, stuff like that, I just really don't get it, okay? Products apart from that, I run an e-commerce business, and on top of that, I'm an online marketing coach, and I work with a bunch of e-commerce stores. I've built e-commerce stores on Shopify, WordPress, basically all of the major website creators out there. So I tried out their free Dshop platform, and I gotta say that no one in their right mind would ever build an e-commerce store on this program. All right. I don't really know how to talk without being blunt and harsh. So just, I'm letting you know that now, because I don't know why anyone would choose to build their store on here. And because I would never recommend anyone build their store on here, I don't want to invest in any more in a project that has a $500 million market cap and has a product that has really no chance to compete in today's market, okay? Shopify is the number one solution for creating an e-commerce store. That's $29 a month for its base layer, and then they have advanced upgrades that you can do, so people pay more, but ultimately people don't really care about the cost of their website as long as it's profitable. And to be profitable, you have to have an awesome website, and you have to be bringing in SEO traffic, and you have to have upsells, and all of these things. You have to have a Facebook pixel installed on your website. None of the things that I just mentioned are available to do here. You can add your product, you can add your discount. You have 4 themes to choose from. On Shopify, you're going to have hundreds of themes to choose from within the apps. Okay, the integrations, Printful, this is a print-on-demand company. And if you've ever owned a print-on-demand company, you know that Printful usually doesn't have the best deals when it comes to Printify or Teespring. And rarely do people who do on print-on-demand want all of their supply just to come from one supplier. So this severely limits who you can work with because they only have this one integration. And then they have these 3 email integrations, and I can promise you these are all very small CRMs, okay? Very few people actually use these as their email providers. So they have like no integrations. You can integrate with PayPal, but you can't integrate with Stripe. It's just so far from being a competitive product that when I look at this, I didn't want anything else to do with it. I sold at 171, and I don't care at all that it's at 190 today because this project has no chance in competing with a Shopify business, okay? Let me just show you real quick, okay? I'm running a Shopify company for a brand right now. So guys, here is what Shopify looks like on the back end versus what Origin Dshop looks like. All right, that's basically how many options you have over here. You can see how many more options you have over here. And this is like, look at the apps, all right? There's going to be just hundreds and hundreds of apps that you can choose from versus the 4 that you can choose from here. You also can't make blog articles, so you can't do SEO at all. You have no chance of collecting Google search traffic. So there's just no reason that anyone would ever create an e-commerce store. I really don't know how to talk about this without being blunt. So I apologize if you are someone who's on this team. I don't know why this thing is going to last. Once this bull market is done, I think it has so much hype behind it right now because of its team, because they have like the first employee of YouTube working here, and they have like a bunch of really big integrate partners. But like, why would you own this?